So we have started with new markets, new places which we have identified during that gap period. We generated revenue from these aspects of that catchment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I'm Priya George, and today we have the privilege of speaking with an outstanding leader in banking and financial services. With over 25 years of experience, he has played a pivotal role in driving transformative changes and leading large scale projects that have impacted millions. Currently, Mr. Ravi serves as the regional head of wealth and trade at ICICI Bank Limited, overseeing operations in the rest of Jharkhand zone. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Ravi Kant to the podcast. Mr. Ravi, welcome to the show and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Priya. Thanks for this warm welcome. I have done my bit in the organization's culture, right? So
Right.
that is,
It is our
yeah, Priya.
pleasure, sir.
Thanks,
So,
Priya.
So, starting off with our questions that our viewers would are eagerly waiting to hear from you and your thoughts. Mr. Ravi, you've had an incredible career spanning over 25 years, from starting out in sales to becoming the regional head at ICICI Bank. So, when you started out as a rookie, your early days, what was that journey like? Were there any defining moments or key moments that shaped your path to where you are today?
Definitely, definitely. Since this is very close to my heart, and I started my journey with pharma industry. That was
Okay.
one of the pharma giant in skin products, Fulford India, and there were different sort of situations which we have faced during that 8 years of my journey with pharma industry. Specifically, I remember one incidence when our one of the most imminent product, that was quadriderm, that is being used in fungal infections in India, especially in East India. That was not available for nearly 6 months to an year, and that was having a huge volume, right? So that is a period of crisis in our organization, and the volume which Quadridum gives us, that is non-compensable with other products. In those circumstances, we have given major focus on our prescription products, especially.
Okay.
So, and we have tried to compensate that gap of revenue from other products we are having. And our organization, Mr. Rajan as well as Mr. I.K. Sinha were there. So they have given us an overview of it, what we need to do. So when this crisis situation, we have tried to fill the gap with our priority products like natriumycin sulfate, Elocon, that is mometasone furoate. And when again quadridum came back, we adopted a strategy, especially in Bihar and Jharkhand. That is, first of all, to repair, since there were lots of other brands which came into the picture, and that local brands that came into the picture. So first of all, we tried to repair the gap wherever the dent was there. We tried to repair that.
Right.
Then we have taken a leap ahead in next 3 months. That is to build. That is to build, and wherever the medicine counters were there, we have tried to keep our new quadridum NF into each and every corner of the, even in OTC platforms also, we have tried to push that product. And then we have started like growth phase, what we have repaired and what we have built, stabilize that. Then we have tried to make it a growth. So we have started with new markets, new places which we have identified during that gap period, and we have implemented that strategy so that this repair, stabilize, build, and growth. This that gave us, when Quadridom came back, we have got a huge opportunity to excel that sales. This was one of the main strategies were there. But during that period when Quadridom was not there, we have certain other aspects also taken into account. Like we have explored new markets like institutional sales,
Right.
hospital supply. These aspects we also explored for our proprietary products like mometasone furoate, natriumycin sulfate, and we have made supplies to these institutional hospitals and nursing homes and
Right.
government hospitals as well. So we have tried to minimize that gap which is created by absence of quadrilateral. Right. This is how we have tried to overcome the crisis situation in which our leaders and my team, we have done well, and I think we have done pretty well, acceptable norms. Right.
Right. So I think it's very interesting, I mean, to go from the pharma sector to the banking sector. And I think it's always when you change fields or rather change sectors, it's a very interesting approach because you gained experiences from multiple places. And also another thing I find interesting, it's when you join a firm which is at its very beginning or at the grassroots level, and when you start out at the beginning, there are so many points and there are so many creative ideas that one can bring to the table. So it's always inspiring to hear how all these early decisions down the road, they play such a big role in your career choices, life choices, etc. One of your standout achievements is transforming a loss making branch into a profitable one in just 6 months. Now, while that is a really impressive turnaround, what were your initial thoughts when you took on this challenge? And what strategies did you find most effective in achieving such quick success?
That is a very pertinent question in my career a whole. Since I joined that branch, it was still in loss making branch. So I sat with my team post joining, and we have decided what are the opportunities available. We have done my branch with all the employees, my deputy branch manager, sales officers, everyone was there. We have jotted down all the relevant as well as irrelevant ideas. So I'm not in that situation that which idea will work or which idea will not work. So we will do 10 things. Out of that, maybe 3 things will click and we will get success. So there were challenges also into that branch, since it was a cash intensive branch, and keeping cash in branch is a costly affair for branches in
Right.
banking industry. So we have mapped each and every opportunities available. So first, we have decided that asset sourcing was not there in that branch in 2017. So with the help of our seniors and management, we got the approval that yes, we will start asset sourcing so that we will try to increase our revenue part of it. And we have started mortgage, business banking, all these products we have started, personal loans and business loans. All these products we have started from that branch. Then there was a catchment into that location. Cantonment board of Sikh regiment and Punjab regiment was available there. So
Okay.
we have continuously harped them so that we can get a relationship, their salary relationship of defense. And we were having defense strategy with us. Defense product team was with us. So we have tried to do it, and within 2 to 3 months, we have got a crack into that. And we cracked nearly 300, 400 accounts of defense personnel into our kitty, along with cantonment boards, canteen accounts,
Okay.
and certain fixed deposits. Not in large scale, but certain fixed deposits also. So that increased our CASA volume and monthly transaction into salary accounts.
Correct.
Then that catchment was catchment of coal traders, basically. So coal supply was there, CCL was there, Central Coalfields Limited was situated there. There different mining options were there. So we have tried to catch hold of this. We have given made the proposition of business banking, like business loans and cash credit account, overdraft account, all these things we have started there. And in next 2 to 3 months, we have got a good business, nearly about 8 to 10 crores of business from that business banking and business banking solutions. Now, this is the third one which we have done. That CCL was there, Central Coalfields Limited, and their employees were government employees. And to them, we can easily source personal loans since they are government employees, and their salary is also far better. So we have catch hold of that, and we have started sourcing. Uh, First, we have started sourcing personal loans to salary with beyond 75,000. Then later we came to 50,000, and we generated revenue from these aspects of that catchment. And all these combined revenue, this has given us a big leap. And within 6 months, we found that we are into a profitable zone right now.
That's
That
lovely.
is my team has done a great job. My team has done a great job into that. Each and every employee of my team, they have done a great job into that frame,
That's brilliant.
right?
And
So
it's
this is
interesting to
and
see how
yeah,
two heads are better than one. It talks about the power of collaboration and getting all ideas to the table, and when you all collaborated or with the army, I think both the parties were benefited in some way or the other. So I think this move involved a lot of smart thinking and
definitely.
quick action, which made the difference, right?
Right, absolutely, absolutely.
I think um, handling the UIDAI project, pilot project, it must have been a big undertaking,
Yes,
especially
yes.
with the huge leap in disbursements from 2.4 million to 120 million. What were some of the toughest challenges that you and your team faced while scaling it? And what do you think were the key factors that made that kind of growth possible?
Ah, that is a very good question, because that was full of challenges only. That assignment was full of challenges only, since this was a new concept. I think in 2013, 1st January 2013, Jairam Ramesh was going to launch this project, direct benefit
Okay.
transfer, and three districts were the pilot district of this, out of which all the three districts were in Jharkhand, and one was Ramgarh, Hazaribagh, and I think Saraikela was there. Saraikela was there. So we have once I have asked in my team and my organization that how we are going to do it. Since no one was aware of it, how it needs to be get done. So the people, the seniors told me that this is a pool, you need to learn swimming. So there is no better way, jump into it and you will learn how to swim. This is the way we have learned. We have done certain things, we have done certain mistakes also, but we have learned a lot from that assignment, right? So our business partner was there, business correspondent was there, Fino. Their team was available in all the districts, blocks, and villages, panchayat level.
Okay.
And we were having certain accounts, nearly 9 lakhs accounts we were having in Finagri base. And these were accounts of Manrega workers. Manrega workers. These accounts were of Manrega workers, right? So the challenge was that these accounts were not seeded with their labor card. We have opened the account on UIDI platform, but these accounts were not seeded with their labor card.
Okay.
And some certain accounts were opened on labor card, their UIDI number was not seeded. So we have done a massive campaign along with deputy commissioners of different districts, block coordinators of district coordinators of and my entire team, my uh, state heads of Jharkhand and relationship managers, regional heads, sales. We all went into the market along with Fino team. I was coordinating with all the district coordinators, block development officers, and their BPOs for giving us the data to seed UIDI numbers into their accounts so that we can give a doorstep service for disbursement with biometric authentication.
Okay.
That is AEPS, Aadhaar enabled payment system, right? So
Right.
that was the challenge, and we have done it. So starting with it was only the videos who were giving us the payment was around 2.4 million only for first 6 months. Then with these activities, which is jointly performed by my team, we have scaled it up to nearly 120 million. And each and every payment was done through AEPS platform, biometric authentication. The business correspondents were having a POS machine with them. They used to put Aadhaar number and biometric authentication was there. And then they used to pay them. Now the
Okay.
challenges which came into this project, that even after withdrawing money from POS through certain BCs, there were certain fringe elements, I can say. They always used to blame that he has not given me money or something that, but we cope that up. And this has given me a lot of learning how to deal with it. Then in between that, at one time, uh, that we are withdrawing money from any ATM, it is immaterial. That sort of facility was also available into POS machines as well. So they used to withdraw from other POS machines, other banks' POS machine, and they came that to us and the deputy commissioners that ICICI Bank is not giving us money. They have already transacted, withdrawn money, and certain complaints were there. Then we have interbank exchange statements were there. So we have learned that those things very well from those scenarios. And the learning part, once me and my team, whenever we used to go into the field, every time there was learning, every time there was learning some new situation, some new assignments, and we used to resolve those things. And during the course of doing this, we have learned all these things. Government also cooperated with us, district administrations also cooperated with us, and we were able to achieve that handsome disbursement, since it is also giving us CASA. The people who are not withdrawing money, from the bank's perspective, it also gives us CASA up to that extent. Right.
So it was very clear, Mr. Ravi, that your team and you played a huge role. And I think it's such, when you look back on your career, it's these challenging moments, it's these life defining moments that really shape a person's character and are a testament to their value system as well. Moving forward, when it comes to prioritizing ESG principles, how do you think, or what steps do you think professionals or organizations should take to ensure that these principles are not just integrated for the sake of it, but are effectively integrated in a sustainable manner into their operations?
Right, Priya. Very good. And this is quite closer to my heart as well, since ESG. First of all, I would like to say one thing which, let's assume a situation, Priya. This is
Okay,
just a brief before I answer your question, right?
sure,
We are in a time constraint, right? We are in a time constraint where we need to reach some place, some destination, right?
correct.
And we are having a limited charge in our vehicle. And it is perfect that if we do not stop and charge our vehicle, we cannot reach there at the destination. And
Okay,
time constant is also there, that if we stop for charging, we cannot we cannot reach there on time, right?
right.
So what will be the ideal situation? Anyhow, if we continue to run our vehicle, we cannot reach there since we are out of charge. And
Yeah,
if we stop, charge our vehicle, then there is chances that we can reach at the destination.
reach the
Maybe a
destination.
bit late, maybe a bit late, but we will reach there. Same is the case with the ESG in organizations. We are doing our business or anything for the generation, coming generations, right?
True.
And if we cannot leave any resources for the
True.
future generation in good condition, in well condition, then our ultimate purpose for our next generation we cannot achieve. We cannot
Yeah,
achieve.
it's pointless.
So, yeah. So we in any situation or in any circumstances, these values of ESG cannot get compromised, should not get compromised. since we have to transfer our legacy to our future generation. And if this legacy is at most compromised with environment, with society, with societal values, with governance compromises, then it won't be worthwhile. It won't be worthwhile. What I feel, right? So in ICICI Bank as a whole, and in ICICI Bank, we always use to keep highest priority into these. And in my personal feeling, this should get top priority into
True.
anything which we are doing.
True.
Even if we are vesting a piece of paper, that is also disrespect to nature, since these papers are made from trees, pulp. So in each and every wherever we can preserve nature, environment, we need
True.
to do our aspects. People go to the enjoy there, but they always used to keep lots of garbage over there, and no one used to clean that. I was there in Central Coalfields Limited mines, and still I am in Dhanbad, where BCCL, Bharat Coking Coal Limited, is there, overrunning. In mines, pollutions are always there. But what CCL, Central Coalfields Limited, as well as Bharat Coking Coal Limited, they were doing plantation, huge plantation working going on in those two
Okay.
catchments. And rainwater harvesting.
Wow. Okay.
There are certain projects going on, which is rejuvenating that underground water. And in Jharkhand, especially, I can say they were doing a good job in rainwater harvesting as well as Project Green. And this is a great initiative by government of Jharkhand as well. Apart from it, there are certain organizations where risk reward issue is being compared, and certain situations where they compromise on these aspects, which
Right.
which in short term they can gain, but in long term they will lose it. This is my perspective, that in long term, if we compromise on ESG aspects, there are better chances that anyone can make out a big profit, and long term profit, sustainable profitability will not be there if we compromise on ESG aspect of any organization, I can say. So this needs to be prioritized in each and every aspect of it. In each and every aspect of it, that needs to be get prioritized.
Got it.
Governance as a whole, maybe in terms of stakeholders, in terms of consumers, in terms of employees, for each and every stakeholder, this needs to be get prioritized. We cannot keep someone in dark and do something that is not transparent.
True.
So we lose trust. We lose trust. And if any organization, once they have lost trust of their stakeholders, it cannot survive at all. It cannot
Correct.
survive at all. So this is my thought process, which I'm sharing it with you. Every organization must give their topmost priority into ESG concerns.
Right.
That is what I can
It's
say.
a
Right.
non-negotiable, I think. In today's time, uh,
Absolutely.
I think it is something which is a non-negotiable, and it's very heartening to see that um, uh, in your industry, I mean, there is a lot of stress being given to, a lot of importance being given to ESG principles at a very you're making sure that it is not done just for the sake of it. But I think, and you talked about customer loyalty, and that definitely comes with transparency, a long-term customer loyalty. Absolutely. So,
Definitely. Definitely. That one thing which I want to add, one thing which I want to add, Priya,
sure,
that we were previously in banking industry, there were lots of paperworks were going on, right? We have moved from analog to digital mode, and by end of this 2030, I don't think any of the banking industry, any of the players in banking industry, they can continue with pen and paper work. All things will be going to be on digital platform only. All transactions will be carried out on digital only. Even now, finfoot is one thing. Previously we used to loans, right? That we need to have complete accounts book, balance sheet,
correct.
ledgers, and everything to process our loans. Now there is finfoot, so we do not take any papers from customer while processing any loan,
That's
and that is
interesting.
completely online. That is completely online and completely digital. We do not require any paper, not even Aadhaar, as well as those PAN and everything.
Okay.
Finfoot is there. We will fetch everything from UIDAI site as well as other sites, and complete digital processing will be there, and it is time saving also. It is time
True.
saving also. Right.
So, Mr. Ravi, I had a question for you here. Like when you talked about digitization of monetary transactions. So, I'm asking this purely from the perspective of, say, a senior citizen, or same from my grandparents' era, or even my mother's for that matter. Um, for them, a piece of paper holds a lot of value. Like it could be something as simple as a passbook or a pay and slip book, or those kind of physical transactions. And somewhere they had a lot of, or they still do have a lot of faith when it comes to um, those transactions. They feel like it's proof, because many of the people from that generation may not be very comfortable or tech savvy. So it's like, how do you balance those two? Because it's like also changing a whole generation's mindset. So how do you then cope with that?
Definitely. Agreed. Very pertinent question. Very valid question, right?
Yeah,
Agreed with your point of view that our grandparents and parents, they were not so much tech savvy, right? But the services part comes into picture here, right?
right,
Why they used to go into the branches of banking? Why
right,
not bank come to their place, do the digital transactions, right? And always there is option that yes, some senior citizen is required to have a passbook or have a, certificate sort of thing for their FD.
correct.
He can take request. He can take request digitally from his tab and other means, and that piece of paper can be couriered or mailed to him, right? So at least we can save certain papers. That gentlemen require only one paper, but for that we used to have a request letter, we used to have some forms to be filled up, we used to have some ID proof, address proof for that. At least we can shift those things to digitally. The requesting part is through digital mode, and yes, he is having a satisfaction for having a piece of paper of his FD. We can always provide them, since
Correct.
we are into customer service and not only customer service. I think it should be a customer delight that yes, I have asked this and the organization is given this. So that
Yes.
increase trust in the organization. And again, the matter comes to trust only, trust and transparency. You have requested and we have provided to you.
Yes.
That is what my thought process goes on.
Thank you. Thank you for that, for answering my question. The first time a person walks into a bank, and how the experience is, I think customer loyalty starts from the very first step that a person makes in a institution or an organization. So it's very heartening to know of this approach as well. Um, it's kind of like a hybrid approach to what I was saying. Am I correct in saying that? Like depending on what the needs and requirements are.
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am. We cannot avoid digital things, right? We cannot
Cannot.
survive
Yeah.
without digital, right? But if the customer requires that, yes, I need it, we
True.
should be having an option. We should be having
Yes.
an option to deliver that. But our main agenda should always be paperless and digital. Why government of India transferred everything into DBT? Because of digitization only, and it is transparent also. It
Right.
is transparent also. No middleman is there right now. So directly government sends money into the bank account, and banks also on digital platform they deliver money to beneficiaries. So there is a vast shift from analog paperwork to a digital platform, and that is the requirement of time right now.
It is.
That is the requirement of time.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's important that we move and transform ourselves with the moving times. I think change is the only constant. So, Mr.
definitely.
Ravi, if you were to step into a boardroom, so you come with a whole load of experience, like years of experience. So, how would those experiences, um, and how you've dealt with them, how would those experiences in these areas shape your role and responsibility? So, are there any specific insights or practices from your career journey that would be most beneficial in a board setting? Our viewers would like to know.
Good question, and this has given me to think a lot
Sure, sure,
about
sir.
it, right?
Please take your time.
So,
Yeah.
uh, thing is that my experience with the pharma industry and insurance industry and in banking industry as well. One part which we were taught from the very beginning was compliance. I joined my first company in its compliance meeting only, that is Fulford. So compliance is there, and insurance companies also they are compliant to each and every norms and banking. Regulators are always there to catch all of us. So, in any organization which I think I'll be joining, certain non-negotiable things will be, I will assume that it should be there, that any rules, any regulatory norms, the board as a whole, as well as the organization and its management, they are not going to violate any of those things. Since this has two, three major consequences. The first consequence, which I feel, that is loss of trust. Then there is always a reputation risk which is involved. And if there are regulatory norms and an organization does not adhere to it, then chances of penalty and certain barring of activities may be there from the regulator point of view. Like a few days back, certain gold loan companies were banned by RBI not to source business. This is because the regulatory norms are violated somewhere or the other. So my primary focus will be that any law or any of the regulatory norms should not get violated. I will give my eagle eye onto this aspect. Number one. Number two, uh, all these things like risk assessment, it must be done thoroughly. Yeah, certain situations like COVID-19 or these sort of things that cannot be predicted. But otherwise, risk assessment should be done thoroughly, and business resilience as well as sustainability planning should be there in proper form, in black and white, so that the pack notes which is prepared in banking industry, in every situation, what we need to do and how we need to do, it is clearly evidenced and it is clearly known to each and every person. Like let's assume a situation where network issue is there in some branch. Can we deny a service to any customer? Not at all. So
Yeah.
there is BCP planning is there. BCP planning is there. Business continuity planning, business contingency planning is there, and it is in written form. And not only that, organizations used to mock drill these activities. That if certain situation came, how this branch is prepared for BCP, that needs to be so. Backup plan is always there. Risk assessment and its backup plan is or should be always there to mitigate risk, to avoid risk, and to come out of that risk situation how
Correct.
quickly and how comfortably. That is
Yes.
one of the second aspect which I would like to adhere to. And certain things now, how the growth and ESG, they are counterbalanced. Since ESG aspect, no one in this world can avoid. So keeping in mind how we can adhere to ESG norms, and along with that, how we can go ahead and give our stakeholders return on equity, profitability, like PPOP and PBT, they should go hand in hand. We cannot say that ESG is important, profit is not important, or we can't say profit is important, ESG is not important. Both are important for any organization to survive, right? So, for business planning and profitability, what new avenues can we say? How we can train our team beyond up to the bottom level, those people who are in ground on ground, how we can train, how we can take their mind share for business and for organization. That is one of the most important thing which needs to be get taken care of. So I can really guide management regarding that piece of thing. These are some of the aspects which I feel I can add value to it.
Okay.
And one more thing, that is continuous learning. I
Yes.
cannot spare that piece. Continuous learning, and each and every personnel in board as well as management as well as in any organization the person is working in, he should always be ready with a frame of mind to learn. Since in my previous experiences, I was in pharma, so I was dealing with molecules and products. Then I shifted into insurance, and that is a complete shift from pharma to insurance, and I learned a lot from what is IRDA norms and how we can source, how team handling was there. Then in banking, UIDI. No one in my organization knows what is UIDI and how we are going to transform the business and through it. Then branch banking, then this wealth and trade business. So one should always ready to learn. Whatever opportunity comes, he should be ready to learn and deliver, since output is also essential. Right, right,
So
Prema.
I think what I understood largely is being reinventing yourself and adapt to changing times and trends among the other um, ideas and suggestions that you give. I think it's really important regardless of whichever field one is. uh, Mr. Ravi, it sounds like uh, you're truly an inspiration. And given your appreciation for continuous learning, um, any parting thoughts on the Directors Institute? How do you think it equips professionals like yourself and even others to tackle the ever evolving challenges in in corporate governance? Our viewers would like to know.
Yeah, uh, I definitely wanted to give feedback. If you would not have asked this question, I really wanted to give my feedback to
You did?
the institute, Directors Institute, right? Yeah, because I was going through different sort of courses which I was thinking of doing, and then this opportunity came to me. I talked to some of the representative of, I think her name was also Priya, and she has given me the details of the courses, the course which undertaken I have. So it was very nice, and I have gone through that proficiency test module and digital directives module. Three things which I wanted to highlight. First of all, the content part. It was very crisp and clarity is there. Whatever they wanted to say, the same thing is written over there and the same thing is there in audiovisual exchange. The content was very good. Second thing was the delivery pattern, that audiovisual. It was it was surprising to me. First, when I tried to go through it, it was surprising to me that such a good shot of audio visuals can be created for learning. And the third thing is the live sessions that Directors Institute conduct, and the clarity of their presenters and their experience case studies. I admire them truly. I admire them truly, and I pay my best regards to them as a teachers or as a mentors. They are doing a great job to teaching us the way they are doing it. Wonderful experience I am having with Directors Institute.
Thank you for your kind and encouraging words. It is feedback such as this, and when we get such kind of encouragement, we want to exceed the expectations. We want to go the extra mile. So this is thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights today, Mr. Ravi, and your extensive experience in the financial sector, your approach to leadership, your value systems, your experiences, and how they've shaped you in the kind of person that you are, truly inspiring. And and definitely for our viewers, it highlights the impact one can have in shaping organizational success. And I wish you nothing but the best, and I have no doubt that your journey will motivate many aspiring professionals to reach for their goals and embrace the challenges ahead. Thank you once again for joining us on FaceTime with Leaders.
Thanks, Priya. Thanks for giving me a chance that I could express my experience and my feelings. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, sir. So we can't wait to bring you
Thank
more
you.
such inspiring stories and insights from exceptional leaders in our next episode. Until then, keep striving for excellence and enjoy every step of your journey.